Question number 3. If the appraisal comes in low, what's the next move? If the appraisal comes in low, what's the next move? This is a great question. Now, I want you to understand that a low appraisal does not automatically kill any deal. It does not. So when you ask if the appraisal comes in low, what's the next move? Depends on which side you're on. If you're the seller or if you're the buyer. Now, if you're the buyer, you can renegotiate the price to get for the appraised value. Because unlike before the housing market crashed, when people had to come up with the difference, meaning, let's say you made an offer for a house for $700,000. The appraisal came in at $787,000. I'm sorry, the appraisal came in at $687,000. That's a $13,000 difference. Back then, you still were obligated to pay $700,000 for the house, so you had to pay the difference. Nowadays, when you have a person like me who negotiates on behalf of my clients, we don't pay anything. We negotiate the price. Now, sometimes sellers may want you to pay the difference because the house appraised at that value. That's where you have to know how to structure the contract in order to make sure as a buyer you don't. Now, sellers can accept the low value amount, or they can reject it, try to relist it, try to get whatever it is that they asked for. But what happens at that point is that property is stamped for 6 months with that appraised value. So if they want more than that appraised value, they have to get a different loan accepted. Meaning, for example, let's say hypothetically, the appraisal was an FHA appraisal. And they came in and the seller say, no, I don't want to accept that. Okay, they don't have to accept it. But now if they accept another offer, it has to be a conventional or VA or some other form of payment. It can't be a FHA because the FHA appraisal is stamped on it, even though it's with a different buyer. So sometimes that holds up and ties things up because it makes the pool of buyers smaller to purchase. So most of the times that can be negotiated. It just depends on the whole structure of the offer, because it depends on if you had issues at the home inspection. It depends on what the offer was, compared to the list price. It depends on the terms of the contract. Now, you can also, when a low appraisal comes in, if you are a seller, you can challenge the comps that were done. Of course, most buyers are going to want to buy something cheaper, but sellers are always want to sell something higher.